So the question is, what prompted me to study physics and mathematics? Well, that is not an easy question to answer. When I was in middle school, my professors were more concerned with following books' guidelines rather than inspiring students to develop their own curiosity. It took me some years when I was in high school to learn how to be curious thanks to a professor who managed to convey her own passion about physics and mathematics and how physics and mathematics explain the world we live in. After I developed such curiosity, I started to investigate the history also of mathematics and especially physics. I started reading articles written by Einstein to really grasp the way that these great scientists would think more than a century ago. This is something very inspiring because it showed me how different centuries have different patterns, different ideas, different minds, different environments. Einstein was a genius, okay, but you cannot think the way he would think a century ago because the world has completely changed and it is so different that the same logic that old philosophers, scientists, mathematicians, physicists, whatever you want, had centuries ago may not be applicable nowadays in certain aspects. Today you can try to take advantage of computers, for example, so in order to prove something you might try to make a computer do something for you. At the moment the computer cannot really think, quote unquote think, but artificial intelligence is making huge steps forward and this is going to change our world. So the way you think, the way we think in an efficient way, let's say, might change drastically over the next few years. Quantum computing as well as machine learning are making a dent in our lives without us realizing that. I loved mathematics, I loved reading Einstein's articles, but that's not something that's going to make you as great as he was. Because if you want to be acknowledged by others, you also need to learn about the environment around you, about the historical moment you live in. Unfortunately, we live in a historical moment where you cannot really be individualistic and try to untangle or unravel the mysteries of the universe by yourself. And this is also applicable to other branches of science, to other branches of life. Our society nowadays is more complex, and we need to work together in order to be able to increase the knowledge that we already have. Algorithms may help, that's true, and we should try to strive forward and take advantage of that kind of technology, trying to make other people live in prosperity and optimize other people's lives. If we use technology to improve only a minority, that should not make us feel satisfied, because we should try to optimize as many lives as we can, and that's not easy. Because if we make certain choices, for example as regards the environment, we can live peacefully, but those choices might influence the environment in which other people live. If we pollute our environment, what good will it do? We should be concerned with these choices and try to be as responsible as we possibly can.